This has to be a really good secret because Alex would have spilled the beans earlier otherwise.
Yeah, it's the secret. It's a secret build. The secret build. A secret build, but it's a secret build for the secret build. So, the secret. This is the secret. It's a 65%. If you guys remember, the W70 was a huge hit for KeyBay Tech. The base was a fun board. I don't think it did as well or captured as many people as the W70. The W70 was that initial D-themed keyboard, but this is going to be a new board. Very interesting side profile. It is Dune inspired in a way. I think it's more, I was reading all this before, I think it's more desert inspired, you know, like you can kind of see here. What captivated me the most was the desert itself. So we kind of have that with the center badge a little bit, and it has this really unique double-sided weight. So you can kind of pick and choose what style you want, which I really, really like. It's a unique, clever way to give you some options to make your board more you, which without having to spend more money on parts, which is nice. Here's a bit of the theme of the board. Has a blocker on the top right. I like it, looks cool. As we scroll down, we have the colors. We have obsidian gold, which is really pretty. There's one with a copper mid piece. So again, we can just really pick and choose whatever the hell you want here. There's a Bungalators Assemble. Bro, don't even get me started. I've been getting killed by so many people who are repping those uniforms in Arc Raiders. Midnight Abyss with the black, and then you have the copper. So we'll just go through. We have Shadow Amethyst, really, really pretty. The green's really nice. Really like the green. Crimson Depth, not my favorite color here. Right. Then we have Inferno Ember. This is a sick color. And then we have Lilac Drift. And then we have Vermilion Edge. The Desert Mirage, I think, suits this board the absolute most. Probably one of the nicest colors. Can I zoom in? No, I can't. Then we have Titanium Soul, also very pretty. And then we have Silver Tide. And then we have our full copper edition, which, to each their own. I don't think I'd ever pick up a full copper keyboard. I just don't like usually the way they sound. I think it sounds whatever. So it's going to be awesome. It's really cool. And then you can pick up extra stuff. And this is where it kind of becomes really interesting too. You can get these patinaed pieces, which I think is really dope. It's super, super cool. All right, so if you guys want, you have the red patina. So this will be $380 if you want to go with an additional patinaed. Again, I'm going to be critical here. If you guys want copper, this is more just a flex. It's probably going to sound really, really thuddy and bassy. What I do like to see is the 4mm PEI plate. I don't think we have one today, but that is super dope for an extra $40. We recently did the Smoke 65, and it is awesome. So the 4mm plates are really fun to play with. But yeah, let's take a look now at the board itself. So we got set 2 colors. God, I hate this desk pad. I'm getting a new one in soon. I found another place that sells this exact same color with like actual thing on the bottom to make this not slide around. This is driving me nuts. Simon said the Smoke sounded better than the Kohaku. I mean, to each their own. Simon could think that. I also really like the Smoke too. Do I think it sounded better than the Kohaku? I mean, depends on what you build it with. So we have... Ooh, is this actually the thicker plate? I don't know. This feels really... Oh no, this is 2 plates in one. There's an alu plate and a plastic plate in here. We have a hot swap PCB in this one. So this is the... I think this is the titanium one. Oh, this is a beautiful anode. I love the internal machining here. This will give it some extra oomph to the sound and not make it sound super flat. We have pogo pin connector. Oh, this is nice. I like the depth. You guys can you really tell this? Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of depth here on the side profile too, which is really cool. And then this is one of the flippable style of weights. This is beautiful. Dude, I have always been a sucker for like titanium style colors. I think they're nice, they're easy to work with when it comes to different styles of how you want to build it with your keycaps. We have some pretty standard feet over here too. Not bubble feet, but standardish feet. The weight slaps. I think the other one is the orange one, because KeyBay Tech was joking around about sending me an orange one as well. Just the box, which you can perceive as a negative if you'd like. Some people, I don't know, the whole box versus carrying case debate is so up in the air. I don't know what to tell you guys about that. I mean, I always prefer a hard shell case, but some people don't want hard shell cases. Some people think they have too many, and that's totally fair too. So that one there is totally up to you. You guys can perceive that as a negative or not. Okay, I low-key like the titanium one a smidge better, but this is also really cool. I really like the lines on the weight. I can't wait to flip the weight around just to see which one I like more. I don't know if we go with a full orange set, because I think I have some like very orangey sets. I don't know, I think that'd be too much orange. I actually think we go with Miklon here. There's another weight in the box, Chester, at the bottom of the case. Oh shit! The secret weight. Is this gonna come in everything, Chester? Oh! What's the secret weight? Are they all the same? Oh, this! Oh! Wait, that's a good deal. Yeah, this is probably gonna, you have to be probably a little bit, it does, I did see the protective film. It's in the box. Probably have to be a little careful if you guys don't want to use the protective film. It's right there, the little protective film. So 300 USD roughly, and you get 2 weights, 2 plates. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's crazy. That's real nice. I was thinking milky yellows only because we know how milky yellows sound, and this would be a really good test bed for this keyboard, you know? Try some interesting switches? Damn. I mean, you guys want to use some HMX or something? I have a bunch of Key Geek stuff we could use. Hey, how about this? How about this, guys? Chester throwing shade? I know, dude. How about this? What if we do a fun switch today? I don't have any more Orange Boy switches. They're in my Manta wire out here. Before we start taking apart stabs, actually, let's take a look at the PCB. We have split backspace, no ISO, unfortunately. I'm not sure if an ISO variant will be given here. We do have split left shift, which is interesting. You'd think we get an ISO version as well. And then we do have different spacebar options, which I absolutely love. And we even have stepped and regular caps lock. Omsen. I don't think I've used Omsen sockets. Maybe I have. They are nicer than Kale sockets, it seems. Not from a quality standpoint. I can't speak on that quite yet, but they don't have those really sharp ridges. Thank fucking God. Which means if you build this on like a desk pad, you're not going to pull your desk pad. Dude, Dragon Ball Super. That's the only thing I'm watching right now. It's the craziest thing. I've never watched it before, but I am enjoying the living out of it. I am on the, I feel like I can talk about it because it's kind of an older show. Is it okay if I talk? I'm on the Goku Black arc. Plurbius? Dude, I've heard such good things about Plurbius. What the fuck is Plurbius about? Things go very wrong and also very right. Explaining Plurbius will spoil it? Okay. So is this my next watch then? So let's unscrew this now. Are we using a 7U? Yes, we'll be using 7U for this. All right, I'm gonna get fingerprints on this. Don't hate me, guys. But then if you want to, this is the extra mirrored thing that comes with all the boards too. So this screws in differently, by the way. This screws in via the top. So you will have to screw this in a bit differently here, and I believe there are extra screws right here. All right, ignore the fingerprints, don't look there. That actually looks really good with the PVD. This is gonna be exciting. Does it still have the finish that collects dirt? What this? Sorry, old man? Oh, this? No, they got rid of that grippy texture. I've been using mine pretty adamantly, and it looks like no dirt or oil has been like collected on the keyboard, or the mouse itself. So big kudos to Logitech for that. I've been overall pretty happy with it. I still think it's a bit heavy for what it is, and some people might criticize the DPI of it, but it's gotten pretty much daily use from me. I would have got this over the 65CU if I could do it over again for sure. I feel like this looks way more unique over the Neo boards. I like the flippable weight. I like the extra weight that they're giving you. The 2 plates is nice. All for $300 is pretty cool. Oh, I actually like what they did here. So I was wondering why this was a bit smaller, because the PVD weight's a bit smaller here. And it gives you like this frame around the PVD weight, which actually looks really sick. Even around the badge here, there's a bit of a frame, like just a gap that frames it. That is actually really nice. Yeah, there's going to be dust on it, guys. It's going to settle on it. Nothing I could do. All right. Let me go find Tribal or Miklon right now. One moment, guys. All right. We're just going to use Tribal today because that's the first one I could find. But I'm happy with either of these choices. Carbon would also go hard. Carbon would look cool on this too. I do think, though, because of the black badge... Oh! I'll point this out right now. I don't know if this is possible at all for KeyBay Tech to do. Would have liked to see the plastic plate being black. Again, this is not something that I'm criticizing that's going to make or break the board. But I do feel like a black plate or darker plates make the board feel more premium overall. Because you can kind of see, when you look at it, there's like, it's just a light gray because all the shadows. Yes, but I do think it's more visually pleasing to have the shadows in between sink into the keyboard to make it look more full. Oh yeah, dude, that looks great. Again, I really like orange. I'm liking this orange more than I thought I would, because I was really itching to build that titanium one. But I will admit, this is the perfect keycap set for it. You know, a little part of me kind of wishes, again, non-critical piece of personal preference criticism here, I feel like a cherry lip would have looked dope on this board. I feel like it has the chin for it. I feel like if it was just cherry lipped a little bit, that would have given it some more like oomph. Side profile looks good, it has a bit of a taper down the middle. This is the back of the board. Pretty low USB-C. Again, we get to see the mid-frame over here depending on what you end up picking. Then the front of the board, pretty standard fare. There's nothing special going on here except for that little taper, which is kind of hard to see on the orange. And then we have the weight. This is kind of like a little sand logo over here that Chester was doing. We are using a new anodization process that runs quite a bit longer, uses refined colors, and is more expensive to lock in richer, more vivid finishes. Oh, cool. Significantly improving surface durability. The result, aluminum that holds its color better over time and looks noticeably brighter. I will admit, this is a nice orange, you know. Oh shit, actually this looks sick. See the little black border around the PVD weight, guys? That's what I was saying. Like, I was kind of curious. I wasn't going to say anything until it was actually done, because I'm like, there has to be a purpose to this. But this is the purpose. It gives it a bit of a border around everything and kind of adds a little bit more separation. That looks sick like this. All right. So these are the little witch switches. These are all stock lubed. I didn't do anything to these. This is with the plastic plate. Ooh. Ooh. All right, let's see. I like the pitch overall. I don't think there's any like weird dead spots on the keyboard that sound weird. No, this is nice. Next time we'll try the aluminum plate as well. I'm wondering if the aluminum plate might be too much bright for these long pull switches. Maybe we'll try with the milky yellows. Really like this. This turned out great. Very, very nice. What would you rate this board from 6 to 7? Good old 7, you know? Alright, guys. Have a good one. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. We're streaming again. We have a lot of streams to cover this week, but mostly just hanging out, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. See ya.